Hello and welcome to this Learn tutorial. In this tutorial I'm going to show you how you can use blocks coding in Minecraft Education Edition to create yourself a rainbow. There you go. And it's just a coded rainbow. So there you can see I'm not making it myself. The Blockly code or whatever it is running in the background, and it's drawing all of the different bits of the rainbow. Okie dokie, so let's get started. There we go. So the first thing you want to do is you want to create yourself a new world and create yourself a flat world. So there we go, create new world. Put it on creative mode for the moment so you don't get killed while you're doing things, and put it flat so it's easy to see it. You don't have to do it flat, but I do, and I leave it on always day. There we go. So once you've created yourself a new world, the first thing that you need to do is you need to press C, and that opens up the coding window. And we're going to create a new project. And once you give you let's call it my rainbow. Once you create yourself a new project, what we need to do is right at the start, we're going to create ourselves a list of all the colours in the rainbow. So what we do here is we go on to Advanced and click onto Arrays. And we need to use this top one here, the list one. This one's a number list because all the colours, all the block colours actually have numbers. So it'll put all the block colours in there. We don't want to use a text list because it won't like it. So there we go. On start, at the start of the game, a list, and we're going to need 7 items because there's going to be 7 colours of the rainbow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. And then what we do is we go to the blocks menu, grab the block, and for each one, all we do, first one of the rainbow is, in fact, we do it backwards. Richard of York came battle in vain. That's a purple one, isn't it? So, purple, wall. There we go, and we'll just duplicate that. And all you need to do is you need to set the entire rainbow, but just do it backwards, because if you do it forwards, then the rainbow draws itself the wrong way around. There we go. And there we go, good. So, so this one will be red. Let's change this one, red wool. Red wool. Again, you can do whatever colours you want. Orange. Orange wool. Oops, where's the orange wool? Orange wool, there we go. Yellow wool. Is that yellow wool? There we go. Green wool. Blue. And can't remember which colour is next. We'll just put a bit of pink in there. You can check which colours of the rainbow you want. You can do whatever you want. There we go. So now we've created ourselves a list of the colours that we're going to use. We can leave that in the start menu because that can get set up when at the start. And then what we need to do is we need to do our rainbow command. So just change the chat command rainbow because that's what we use to make it. And then what we're going to do is the first thing we need to do is we need to decide where we're going to create the rainbow. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create the rainbow near to me. So in order to create it near to me, or near to a little agent guy if you wanted, there's a little agent, hello. We're going to create it near to me. So what we need to do here, let's just press C again, is we need to work out whereabouts in the world we are. And we need to save that position. So there's 3 variables we're going to need to create. Here we go. There's the player X. So that's going to save our player's X coordinate. And we'll keep going, another variable, player Y. Player Y. There we go. And another one, variables, player Z. There we go. Put player Z there we go. Good. And so we've got X, Y, and Z, but in order to actually save that, what we need to do is go and get it. So where we do that is we do positions, and we need to use this bit here, and what we'll do is we'll put that in there. There we go. If I'll just turn that sound down, that clicking sound. There we go. Hopefully I'll turn that down. There we go. There we go. A bit loud that clicking. Here we go. So we'll just move this over here because we don't need those colours now. So we're going to use this. So the player X is going to be set to the X position of the player, but you're going to need to get the player, which is this one here, player world position. So let's put that in there. There we go. So the X is going to be set to the player world position X value, and then we'll duplicate that and we'll do the same for Y and Z. Y and Z. So now when we do the chat rainbow, each of these variables will contain our 3 parts of our position. Our X position, which is our left and right position in the world, our Y position, which is up and down, and then our Z position, which is how deep into the world that we go. So it's got hold of those 3 positions, which is good. And then what we need to do is we need to set up our loop that's going to go through each of our colours, because we're going to draw for each colour, we're going to draw a half circle. So we do a loop, and this loop is really simple. We just do for element or for value in list, and this is, what's our list called? On start, hang on, that's a slight issue. We've set a list to just be called list. We don't want that. We're going to rename that list then. It's going to be called colours. There we go. So for each value of colours, and for each value, what we're going to do is we're going to draw a semicircle. It's going to start, it's going to go all the way up and then down. But how do we calculate which the X, Y, and Z coordinate of each part of the circle? Well, it's nice and simple. We need another loop. And this one is going to loop from 0 through to 180 degrees. So, and what this does here is this outer list here, every time we go around the outer list, it changes the colour that's kept in the value variable there. And this inner list here, every time it goes round, it changes the index, starts at 0 and goes all the way 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's going to be all the way through to 180 degrees. But how do we actually draw the circle itself? Well, we need to use a little bit of magic maths trickery. And the formula is we calculate the X and the Y coordinate using these 2 equations here. So to get the X, all we do is we say the offset, which is how far in the world we want its offset from our character on the X coordinate. Then we want the radius of the circle we're going to draw. And then what we do is this bit here where we do maths.cos, which is the cosine thing, and then we pop the angle, which is the angle we're going to be going around in the 180, multiply by pi, divide by 180, which sounds a little bit complicated, but it's not. I'm going to show you how to do it now. So we'll start on the inside, angle times 1.31 divided by 180. So we need these math things here. And we need the multiply, and we need the divide. There we go. There we go. There we go. And it's going to be the angle is going to be this index here. So if we right click and could just drag that there. So the radius, which is whatever's the radius. Oh, no, that's not right. No. The radius is going to be 20 because that's the angle, which we're going to need in a minute. So it is the angle. Oh, that's right. Yeah, angle times 3.141. Okay, so that is the angle. So angle times 3.14. Well, 1.142 actually, and then divided by 180. There we go. So that's all bit there. That's the hard part done. And then we just need to find the cosine thing, which is in here somewhere. I think it's this one. Let's have a look. There you go, cos. And we put all of that in there. And then once that's there, then what we do is we've got all of that bit done now. Oh, sorry, not that bit. There you go. All of that bit done. And now we just need to multiply that by the radius and then add on the offset. So there we go. Multiply by the radius. There we go. Now I'm going to put the radius of my the radius, which is effectively is the size of the rainbow. I'm going to put it at 20, but you can put it at whatever you want, really. And then the final thing we need to do is we need to add the offset. Now, actually, for my X offset here, I'm not really going to do much because I'm going to leave it as 0. The Y, I might change it because the Y is going to control where about it's going to start. Whether I might put it as either 0 or I might change it. So we'll have a look at that in a minute. Good. Okay. So what we'll do, because this is getting quite long, we'll store this in a little temporary variable. And what we'll do is variable, make a variable, and we'll call this point. That's the point X. There we go. And there we go. What we'll do is we'll set the point X to that. In fact, let's make our code a bit bigger so we can see it all. So there's our point X, and that is, there we go. There we go. There we go. There's our point X, and what we'll do is we'll do a similar thing here, create a new variable for point Y. And this is going to be the Y coordinate. Now the Y coordinate, if you just go back to my little thing here, it's pretty much the same really, the Y coordinate, except it's got a Y offset, which we're not really using, so you probably don't need it. And then all the rest is the same, apart from, instead of cos, we use sine. So this is really easy, we just change that cos to sine. Good. So now what it'll do is it will calculate the X point and the Y point of each point in the circle as we go around from 0 to 180, which is good. The Z coordinate isn't going to change, so we're just going to leave that as 0. So now we've pretty much got enough to be able to start drawing the actual thing. And this is where the clever stuff comes in. So what we say here is we say, okay, we're going to place a block, but we're not going to place the green block there. We want to change the block depending on which colour in our list we're using. Well, that's actually quite easy because we've looped through this list here. We just drag value into there so that the block automatically changes each time we go around this outer list. There we go. And now here what we need to do is we need to give it a world position like that. And we're just going to supply this point X, point Y, and then Z we'll just leave at 0 for the moment. And there we go. So point X, put him in the X part of it, and we'll do the same with point Y. Point Y. There we go. Done. Here we go. Good. Brilliant. There we go. And the Z will leave at 0. So this now should be pretty much where we need it to be. But let's have a look. I think we're going to have one small problem, but we'll look at that in a minute. Let's play it. So we click play. And then in order to run it, because it's called Rainbow, press enter and type in Rainbow. And now hopefully, there you go, it starts to draw the circle. There we go, or at least the half circle. There's the first one. There we go. And now you can see we've got a slight problem here, is that all the bits of the circle are all drawing in the same place. So we've actually just got a circle that's constantly changing colour, which, you know, it does look pretty. And if you want that, you could just put the whole thing in a while loop and just keep looping through it if you wanted. But we want it to look more like a rainbow. And the reason it doesn't look like a rainbow is because what we need to do is each time we finish with a colour, we need to either increase or decrease the radius by 1 so that it makes this circle for the next time round, the semicircle, a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller. So let's just edit that. So in order to make the radius change size, we're going to need to change radius into a variable. So make a variable called radius. There we go. And before we start looping through all our colours, let's set our radius to, let's try 20, because we've got the radius at 20 here and here. Good. And now what we do is we take this radius, and instead of this hard-coded 20 that we've got there, we just swap that for a radius 20. So now, instead of always putting 20, it will put whatever we've got the radius set to, which is useful because after each of the after our inner loop here, the for index, after each semicircle has been made, then we just need to change the radius by, oh, not set, that's no good. Change the radius by, and let's try change by 1. I can't remember if it's 1 or -1, but it doesn't matter. We can just try it, can't we? There we go. So, enter rainbow. There we go. And this now, hopefully, should fix it. There's the first one, and there you go. Yeah, so now, because it's changing the radius by 1 each time, then it will make it slightly bigger and bigger and bigger. There we go. Cool. Good. So now that's drawing our rainbow, and it's doing a really good job. It's doing a lovely, pretty rainbow, which is brilliant. So what could we do to change this? What could we do slightly different? Well, we could do, if we wanted, do like a little bit of a rainbow tunnel. It's not strictly a rainbow, but we could do a tunnel that's made out of rainbow blocks. Let me show you how we could adapt that to make a little tunnel, so you can have a play with that. So with the tunnel, what's happening is the radius doesn't increase each time, but what does change is not the x value, because that's left and right, and not the y value, because that's up and down, but what does change is the z value, how far deep in we go each time. So what we can do is we can actually edit that, and what we'll do, we'll leave radius at 20 this time, so don't change the radius by 1 each time. And what we'll do is we'll create ourselves a new variable, and we'll call this z position. There we go. And at the start, the z position, which is this z here, at the start it's 0, so we'll set it to 0, which is good. And then what we can do is we can do a bit like where we change the radius by 1, but instead of changing the radius by 1 each time, we'll just change the z position by 1. And that now, there we go. There we go. That should hopefully now, if you run it, let's move forward a bit, right, so it doesn't do it in the same place. And here we go, rainbow. Hopefully now it'll start building me a new rainbow somewhere. I hope. Did I do that right? Oh yeah, I seem to have broken it. Let's have a look. Oh, that's why, because I've not changed it here, have I? That needs to go to the Z position. That's why I was wondering what's going on there. And there we go, Z position. Good. Set radius to 20. I think that should work now. Let's have another go. Rainbow. And now, hopefully, oh yeah, it's drawing it in the same place as before, the first one. I saw that going around there. But now, hopefully, it will, if we increase the Z by 1, it will, yay, there you go, you can see it now. So now what's happening is, instead of drawing it in the same place as before, it's doing a rainbow tunnel. Hey, there you go, you can see it coming through there. Yep. And it's drawing the rainbow kind of tunnel as it goes along. In fact, actually what you could do, because that rainbow's only going to draw, that's only going to draw 7, sort of 7 lots of the rainbow tunnel there. What you could do is 7 blocks worth. We can actually put all of this here inside of a loop. These bits here, put this inside of another loop that just keeps on going. So let's say we want to do a really long tunnel, let's say 10. So that's going to be 10 times 7, so that'll be 70 blocks long. Put all of that inside of that, repeat. Put all of that inside of there. And now we'll make the radius a bit smaller actually, so it goes a little bit. Let's go 7, so it goes a bit quicker. Oh no, 10, let's do 10. There we go. So now, if we click here and just do rainbow, that should, there we go, draw me a rainbow tunnel that's a little bit smaller, but it will keep going along this way for a very long time. I'm not going to stand around and watch it because it will be here till tomorrow, but it should go all the way along. In fact, actually, let's edit the code. Let's change the radius to 5 so we can see that in action. Let's run that again. Rainbow. There we go. And there we go. So that should draw an even quicker rainbow. There we go. Oh, it's not. I know why it's not doing any quicker. I know why. There we are. It's not doing it quicker because it's having to do it 180 times still. What I'll do is I'm just going to put that to 90. If I'll do 45 to show you it going along. Otherwise, we'll be here till tomorrow. There we go. And rainbow. There you go. That should go a bit quicker now. And because it'll only do a quarter of what it was doing before. Hopefully. One. There you go. Yeah, it's just drawing little bits now. It's just drawing the blocks all the way along. Anyway, if you change that back to 180, you'll see that it keeps on going. Oh, I changed that to 4 instead of 45. Might have done. Or maybe it's hiding below the... Oh, I think it's hiding below here, isn't it? Look. Yeah, it is drawing the full thing. It's just starting from down there. There we go. Okie dokie. So that is how you do a rainbow using Minecraft Education and blocks. Have a play with it, see what kind of wonderful creations you can come up with, and good luck. If you've got any questions, just post a comment. Thank you very much.